Hello and welcome to yet another episode. Today's video is about lettering, of course. Having already spoken in previous episodes regarding the other stages of a comic, we finally reached the final stage that concerns lettering. The letterer is the de facto responsible for this stage, whose duty includes, besides adding text, the ever so associated balloons, captions, as well as sound effects, and even in some cases logos. Quite a load, don't you think? To those that think that this is an easy part, they're mistaken. Yes, in this day and age, computers help a lot for a fast and uniform rendering in this stage, but the letterer must know how to make proper management of the available space inside the panel he works on. Wrong management may result in choking the content or reduce its strength. Needless to say, we repeat once more that with proper practice, one can learn to develop a proper skill on this stage. So, is there a proper method or principle in order to achieve our goals in this certain stage? Short answer yes, as long as we give proper emphasis between the environment and the characters. Let us view some examples. Proper placement of speech bubbles in a dialogue. Priority is given to the character that speaks first. That means that inside of our panel, the balloon is placed higher than the other character's balloon. Wrong placement results in disrupting the speech flow, often confusing the reader. In case we have a situation where our character's speech is abruptly stopped by another, but nevertheless there is a continuation by the first, we should not cut the bubble in two. As to avoid disruption of the flow, we can instead connect two balloons. As already mentioned, the size of a speech balloon must have a proper size in order not to take a lot of space in our panel. Likewise, the size of the font used must have a proper size inside of our bubble. Ideally, it must keep the same dimensions throughout the story, with enough space inside of our bubble as to not choke the text. Try to give your balloons some character. Yes, it is so easy to use ready bubbles through given tools for our text. Sometimes though, the result may feel a bit unnatural. Instead, make the bubbles a little more organic. The result will be more interesting when it comes to the viewer. If applicable, the tail of a speech bubble should aim towards the speaker, avoiding however any contact. Depending on the occasion, a balloon may appear in different forms. Some examples include thought, pain, scream, electronic device. Regarding fonts, traditionally, a comic font has a distinct look. While in the past this work was performed by hand, nowadays computers are used thanks to their ease of use. We could say that finding that kind of font is very interesting as well as difficult, as most of them are not for free, at least for commercial purposes, and also their availability depending on your language. And no, Comic Sans is not suitable for this purpose, in general and ever. There is of course the solution of making our own font, but let us leave this subject for another video and let us focus in some rules when using a font. Bold and italic. When we want to emphasize a specific information, we may use bold. Make sure as to not overdo it though, because this will weaken the effect. As for italic, it is mostly used in foreign language areas or when quoting other characters. Numbers. Usually numbers are written as long as they are up to 2, or round figures such as 100, 1000, etc. More complex numbers should be written in digits. Sound effects are another part that requires the attention of the letterer. A sound effect serves in its own way, adding to the elements of a panel. Various sizes, as well as rendering, help to associate the volume as well as the complexity of any given sound. For examples, bang could be used for the sound of a firecracker, or a gun, or a bomb, making only changes to the way it is drawn. As with other things we mentioned in this episode, make sure to have the correct size as well as use in order to emphasize and not to disorient. Too much and without any reason of use will wear down the viewer. As for logos, that is a subject that will be better left off for another episode, as I believe it is not relevant at this time. Enough for now. Next episode, whenever it will be extremely interesting. I will try to render a page using the stages mentioned up to now, using traditional, digital, and mixed techniques. It is expected to be a long video, certainly tiresome for me, but especially interesting and useful. Until then, practice.